Alright, so the Mortal Kombat movie had a lot of action and gore, a lot of kills, a lot of moves, a lot of powers, a lot of fatalities. So I wanted to go through and rank all of the movie fatalities and kills and rank them from worst to best. Spoiler alert, if you have not seen the Mortal Kombat movie yet, I'm going to spoil the movie for you because I'm going to go over kills and stuff that happen so you know who will die. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and pause this video, add it to your save it to your watch later list, then come back and watch the list and yeah, enjoy. Alright, at number 10 I have Jax Kills Reiko. So as I predicted before, Reiko was not going to be a character that was going to... He was not long for this world in the Mortal Kombat movie universe, sad to say, but I've already, given my 2 cents about his character as a whole in the movie in my review, and as I said before, his head gets smashed in by Jax. And because he was such a crappy character and he had nothing to do other than move around with a freaking hammer, I put him last on my list. I already knew Jax was going to kill him, and while Jax's move was pretty awesome, I just didn't really care for it because of Reiko. Number 9, I have Bihan Kills Hanzo Asashi. So I put this at number 9 because it was kind of basic, and there are a lot of other kills in this movie that were a little bit more modern and a little bit more technical and technical effects and all that kind of stuff. So I just thought they kind of added more oomph than the Hanzo Asashi kill. At number 8, I have Sonya Kills Mileena. So Sonya is able to use her Kano, which is the pink energy rings, to basically put a hole in Mileena. And while that is freaking cool, I didn't like it as a kill because Mileena basically shows her mouth and all of her teeth glory and is going to do something awesome and basically gets shot with 1 kill and dies. Now, she is battling Cole Young for a little while, and which is kind of cool, but she doesn't really get to... I guess for someone just to come in and take her out so quickly, it's just kind of like, what the heck? So I have her at number 8 on my list. At number 7, I have Sonya Kills Kano. So while I appreciated the pink energy rings that we got to see of her powers, I thought that her fight overall with Kano was really, really good. And I thought it was really ironic that he spit a big old loogie on the gnome, and the gnome's all holding it in his hand, and she basically uses that gnome and stabs him in the eye with that. How ironic, and I just thought that was a really cool way to see Kano go out, right in the eye. At number 6, I have Cole Young Kills Goro. So I thought their match was really, really good. It wasn't, the Johnny Cage hitting Goro in the balls and then knocking him off the ledge kind of thing. So I thought that this was actually a really good match, and I thought that, as I said in I think it was my review, when Goro gets his hand cut off, he's surprised and he doesn't know how to process it because he's Prince Goro and he's this big old guy and, I lost my hand, or what am I going to do, and then it just leaves him right open to get gutted. So I liked that one overall for the amount of time that he actually got to fight with Cole Young, and I just, the way he went out. I just thought it was very symbolic of how I think Goro should go out, getting a limb cut off and then getting killed. At number 5, I have Kung Lao Kills Nitara. Now, as I said in my review, I'm not really happy that we didn't get much screen time with Reiko or Nitara, so it was kind of hard to see her just kind of swoop in and go out as quick as she did. So in the match, basically Kung Lao is watching her fly around and, basically just flings his hat into the ground so it's like a spinning blade like you would use like for hardware to cut wood in half, and basically just takes her and slices her in half completely. Just basically grabs her by the wings and then pushes her through like a piece of plywood, all to Shang Tsung's dismay. And you're just like, well, crap, there she goes. So while I wasn't happy that she died, the kill was pretty cool, and it was pretty cool to see her kind of like literally split in her body, see it little pieces. So that was kind of cool. So that's why I put her at number 5. At number 4, I have Kano Kills Reptile. So as I said in my review, I really liked Reptile as far as he being more of a Komodo dragon-esque reptile. He wasn't like this kind of freak thing from like a bad 80s, 90s movie. So I really liked the way it goes about. And, Kano, while he was a nuisance in that scene, he was trying to get away while also, he wanted to be the one that takes the kill. Reptile took a lot of damage with all those knives and stuff, and so using stabbing him with the flare so they can actually see him because he was using his camouflage a lot was pretty good. Was a pretty good idea. And so when Kano just finally like catches him off guard and just basically stabs him, just reaches in and grabs it, you're just like, oh my gosh. So it's kind of cool though because it was something you would expect to see in a video game, and it actually happened in the movie. And number 3 on my list, I have Scorpion Kills Sub-Zero. So I added this one on there because just as we see him in the video game as Hellfire Scorpion, where he shows his skull and rips off his mask, shows his skull, and breathes fire. We saw that in the original OG Mortal Kombat from '95, and we get to see some variant of that in this movie. I just thought that was freaking badass. And so how ironic that we had this constant issue, you know, back and forth of fire and ice, and basically fire prevails and basically burns him to a crisp and sends him, you know, trying to send him to hell. So I think that that was freaking sweet to see on screen, and so I put it at number 3. And number 2, I have Shang Tsung kills Kung Lao. So I did not expect at all that Shang Tsung was going to do anything in this movie other than just be, you know, a walking, talking onlooker and just command people to die. So it was kind of cool to see that he, one, got pissed that Nitara died, you know, his beautiful singing siren, and he was not happy that Kung Lao threw the hat at him, so he decided to, while Kung Lao's caught off guard, you know, snatch him up and suck out his soul. And man, you know, we obviously saw this before from the first OG Mortal Kombat movie when he steals souls, but it was way different to see it in this movie, and the way Kung Lao looked when he died, when his soul was sucked out. Oh my gosh, just like you'd expect in video games. And what I will say is, it was kind of cool to see the soul come out and have it like kind of a little spark along with it, like the soul remnant, whatever you want to call that, the force. It reminded me a lot of, you know, Little Mermaid when Ursula steals Ariel's voice. That kind of same like essence, the soul and essence of somebody. It was just kind of cool to see that happen. Which means that number 1 on my list is Liu Kang kills Kabal, because who does not want to see a fire dragon animality fatality? I think that was freaking great. I think, while I don't want really Kabal to die and maybe he will show up in another movie, I think it was a great way to go out. And I think it sucked for him too, because, you know, ironically he got burned. That's why he's in that iron lung suit. And while he had really good scenes where he was, you know, using his speed and his you know, knife shears, whatever you want to call them, I think it was a really good way of showing that Liu Kang is nobody to mess with. And yeah, if he has to, he'll take you out with a fire dragon. So what do you think about my rankings? Do you agree with the ones that I listed from worst to best? Which ones do you think would be the best ones and worst ones? Love to hear your comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. For more videos like this one and all my Mortal Kombat coverage, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys next time on The Mashup.